Henson, this is my hero, not just for the work that he did, but just the kind of work that he did and how, because his whole life was about creation, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he just made all these beautiful things. That's what his whole life was about. I want to be that, you know? He's just such a hero of mine.
Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Muddled Dice. I'm Daniel. Tyke's here tonight with us. We got Phillip K. Johnson back on the show. If you haven't heard of Phillip Johnson, first of all, what's the matter with you? Second, he's the creator of Warlords of Appalachia and also Smoketown. Go back, check out our previous interview with him, and then go to your comic book shop and pick those up because they're awesome.
Yeah.
And tonight he's here to talk about some new projects. So, how have you been since the last time we talked to you, man?
I've been great. Super busy. A lot of cool things happening. And
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying, catching up with you guys on here too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you, before we get into your new projects, you tabled for the first time last week at a convention, right?
I did. I went to Albany Comic-Con. That was super fun.
Awesome.
That's
sweet.
There's a really cool little community of creators up there.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Mars is one of them, and Tom Rainey, and some guys from the city came out as well. Steve Orlando was close. There's made a bunch of new friends. It was really fun. There's like a lot of good creators. Matthew Dow Smith came up with me.
Awesome.
He's from that area as well, but he's been living in the Washington D.C. area for a while. He's
nice.
For those who don't know, he was the illustrator of Last Sons of America with me, and also has done a lot of X-Files recently and Doctor Who.
Oh, nice.
Some Batman stuff on DC Digital and a bunch of things. So it's a really cool community of comic pros up there. So it's always a great con. The guy who puts it on does a great job. It's only a one-day convention. It's at this hotel up there.
Mm-hmm.
But man, they do it right. It's really, really fun.
Awesome.
How often have they been or had it there? Is it like a?
Apparently it's always there. Yeah. Do you mean like in the hotel? You mean, or like up in Albany?
Up in Albany. Like how long has this convention thing been going on?
I don't know. I mean, Ron Mars is a friend, and he's been talking it up for a long time.
Okay.
He wanted me to go up last year, and I was like, I don't really have anything to sell you. Like, I'd been making comics for a little bit by that point, but I mean, the only like long form story I had done was online, and I had a couple things printed, but not enough to really justify getting a table and all that.
I got you.
So, so it wasn't really worth it to me then. I didn't want to, take up the space on the floor, but this time I had a little more stuff to take. So
nice.
But I do it. They actually do it twice a year too. Unlike most cons, it's twice a year.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
So when's the next one?
Yeah.
I want to say October, maybe September, October, something like that. It's fun. Not a huge space, but some cool people there, and it seems like the local folks really dig it. Like pretty much everyone that was there is from like half-hour radius or something. At least everyone that I talked to made it sound like they're all from pretty close. Except the creators, some of them were from the city, but I didn't meet anyone else who came from that far. But they all seem to really appreciate having their con there, So
I want to say I like it where it's not like massive, huge, especially at like a Comic-Con. Like it feels more personal. I don't know, like the quality just feels a difference. You know what I mean? So
yeah, this is definitely that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was cool to get to hang out with some people too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I saw a picture from E3 the other day, and it's just like this sea of people. Like, oh my god,
man,
I cannot imagine that. I think I would be. That's too many people.
It's like straight up Comic-Con, right? Like San Diego Comic-Con for games.
Yeah.
Where do they hold it? Do they hold that in LA still?
E3? I think E3 is LA every year. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I've never actually been to that.
Yeah. Me neither. It'd be fun to go someday, but
yeah, it seems like this would be a fun year for it too.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of cool stuff coming out.
Like when you were on the panel and stuff like that, what things were going through your head? Were you nervous? Were you excited? Was a little bit of everything? Like,
when I was in Albany?
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, I wasn't on a panel. I've been on some panels before.
Okay.
But as far as I never had a booth before. That was having a booth on the floor, like by myself. Like I've been a guest of Boom Studios before because I've got a couple of books with them, and now I've got more. So we I've been out like one of the people behind their booth, like at New York Comic Con. I was with them, and see, I worked with them some in Baltimore as well, Baltimore Con. And I'm actually gonna be at the Boom booth again this year at San Diego, which is cool.
Oh, nice.
And that'll be super fun.
Yeah, super dope, man.
And I've done some panels with them as well. I was not on the panel at Albany. I just had a booth out there, but I had to admit there are these things that I had to do that I have not done before, like getting the con banner that people have behind their chair and all that, and bringing boxes and boxes of books to sell and setting up, having to think about things, from a salesman perspective that I hadn't really had to do before. So it was definitely a good experience. Yeah. It was cool. It went really well, actually, like better than I expected.
Cool.
Dope. Always good. Yeah.
Nice, man.
Printing money.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, sweet,
you get a lot of new readers, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, everyone seemed to be. I mean, most of the people that came by the booth didn't know the book, so I got to talk about it a lot of new people, and it was cool to see their reactions, to see what they thought of it, just the concepts, and
cool.
See them flip through. And Matthew, my artist on Last Sons, was sitting right next to me, and so
nice.
I got him in on it too. We got to talk about it and sign the books together. And
oh man, yeah, that's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah.
We're gonna try to do that at Baltimore too, if possible. I'm not sure if I'll be behind the booth at Boom or if I'm gonna just get a table there as well. But I'm gonna try to set up with Matthew again, because that worked out really well.
When's Baltimore Con?
Yeah, Baltimore Con's in September usually. That's a friggin' great con. I mean, it's a lot of conventions have kind of gone in the direction of, it's almost become like a demographic con where they don't just do comics. So it's more about, like comics are there, but there's also like some of the really big ones will have like film and TV presences. There'll be like the celebrity row, a bunch of people signing stuff, people from TV or like wrestlers or whoever. Like it's just random people who have nothing to do with comics. But people that they think comic readers might be interested to see, like the guys from, an actor from Angel or from Supernatural or from the X-Files back in the day, or Adam West, who just died, did a lot of that kind of thing. So like Baltimore Con, fortunately, is still, not that those things are bad, but Baltimore's all about comics, and the Harvey Awards are hosted there.
Okay.
Artist Alley is always huge. There's a ton of artists and writers set up there. The publishers have a pretty decent presence there.
Yeah, I just always assumed like Baltimore Con was Awesome Con is on a smaller scale, and Baltimore Con, is just like a, kind of like the same, but just on a larger scale. But I've never been to a Baltimore Con, so I'm hoping, maybe take my oldest, take Makai, and we just go check it out too.
It's great, yeah. I mean, I really dig it. If anything, I think it's more comic centric even than Awesome Con. I think Awesome Con is a little further in the step. Yeah. Like they're one of the real, like still one of the pure ones. Like if you're into comics, that's what you want to see. Baltimore, Heroes Con. I'm told that Emerald City is always great.
Okay. Because the owner at our comic shop, he was saying the exact same stuff.
Excuse me.
Oh, good. That's cool.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So definitely good to hear from two solid recommendations, dude. So
cool.
Yeah, love that con. Yeah, God, Heroes Con, and even more so than Baltimore. But Baltimore is similar. But man, Heroes Con is just stupid. How many amazing artists are there? Like you just walk around and you're like, oh, hey, here's all my heroes. Like in one aisle, like these people I have $1,000 of stuff that you made.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Man.
Yeah, it's super cool.
And you're going to Awesome Con, right? As an attendee, right?
Right. I'm just gonna go walk around. My schedule that weekend's a little weird, so I'm actually gonna go. Let's see. In the afternoon, I'm doing Saturday afternoon on the 17th. I'm actually doing a workshop at Phantom Comics in DC.
Oh, cool.
And I wish it wasn't during the con, but it's just how it worked out, and that's what we're going to do. Because I wanted to do it with the whole creative team of Smoketown, and they seem interested in having the whole team there too. So the penciler inker Scott Van Domelen and colorist letterer Dustin Malik is also going to be there. So three of us are going to be at Phantom Comics at 2 o'clock.
Oh, that's awesome!
This coming Saturday, yeah, it should be really cool. That's gonna be 2:00, and I'm gonna try to make it down to the floor, like the show floor before that. And I'm gonna be hanging out with some creator friends probably that night as well. So I'll be in town all day. I'll have to leave the floor for a bit during the middle of the day probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
You say you're going to be there on Sunday, or is it going to be just a Saturday thing at all?
I'm going to try to come back Sunday too. I'll let you know for sure. I'm gonna try to be around as much as I can because there's still a great con. There's a lot of really cool people there I want to see again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to see you guys too if you're going to be around.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to angle at right now. Cause that's the thing now. Like Saturday is a good friend's. It's his daughter's. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. It's his daughter's pool party. So it's like I've been suckered into that. So I gotta do that.
Yeah.
But then and then Sunday is Father's Day. So definitely I'm gonna pull that card. The wife will be like, look,
God, it is that.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's just like, man, how can I hustle that? So
well, I guess Daddy's going to Awesome Con.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling. Dude, seriously, I was telling wifey, I was like, look, the 18th is Father's Day. That's my one day right there, other than my birthday. I think I can make this. We can make this happen, sweetie. So.
Nice. Good luck, dude. Let me know if you make it down there.
Even
if you don't make it floor, if you make it down that night, maybe like Saturday night or whatever, I
might actually no, seriously. Obviously check with Command Center with aka Wifey. I might be able to catch up with you Saturday night, and then I should be able to come through Sunday for sure. So I'll definitely hit you up. Definitely.
Awesome, man. We'll stay in contact. It'll be good.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry about that. I digress. I got sidetracked.
No. Things matter.
Nah. Well, no, we've never gotten sidetracked on this show. There was something else I was going to say, but I'll probably remember it later. So you want to talk about your new projects, Phil?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm writing The Power of the Dark Crystal right now. And awesome. I'm so unbelievably stoked about that. I'm the biggest Henson fan ever.
Nice.
And I'm actually co-writing with Cy Spurrier, who I'm also a big fan of. I've been reading Cy's work forever, and he's doing great work. Cy wrote the first 4 issues of Power of the Dark Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
I came on as co-writer for 5 through 12. It's a 12-issue arc, and I'm co-writing the rest of it with him. So I'm actually, for the most part, I get an outline from Cy that he already worked out before I came on board, and I he and I bat back and forth a little bit, and then I end up scripting it, and it's turned out really well so far. It's really fun. It's my first experience really co-writing a book too, and it's been great. It's really fun. But cool. Man, Henson is one of my all-time heroes, and I was so stoked. I told my editors at Boom forever ago that I was a Henson guy, and just please let me do anything Henson. I'll do anything, even Fraggle Rock, anything.
Oh man, Fraggle Rock is my jam. I love Fraggle Rock.
Yeah. I grew up on Storyteller, especially. Do you guys know that show?
Yeah.
It was. It's it was the back half of the Jim Henson Hour that they did in the 80s, I guess. God, I just love those shows, and I've been loving the comics ever since then. And so anyway, to get to do Dark Crystal is a dream come true.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Great time. I cannot wait for people to see it. And actually, when I started it, did you guys hear about the Netflix show that's coming out now?
I did.
I was just about to.
Was it something Revolution or
the Age of
Rebellion?
That might be it. Something like
Age of Ultron.
Yeah. Age of Resistance.
That's it.
Is that right?
Yes. Age of Resistance.
Yeah, it's. I didn't know about that when I started on the book. It doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing as far as timeline. Age of Resistance takes place. It's a prequel basically. It takes place much earlier in the Skeksis' time.
Okay.
And what we're doing takes place 100 years after the events of the film.
Oh, cool.
So the characters won't overlap.
Yeah.
Right.
But the worlds will share similar elements, and it's been. I've had access to earlier stuff now as a result of it, and it's just God, it's just so exciting, man. I cannot wait for people to see what we're doing. I mean, the first 3 issues are already out, so you get to see the early stuff now. Yeah, but
that's exciting.
my first issue should be out by July. Hopefully by San Diego it'll be out, and I'm so pumped.
Nice.
All right, so question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How did you get wave of this? Is it somebody was like, hey, there's this new project on our pipeline. You're a Jim Henson fan here. You want to take reins and work on this? Or was it through networking, or how did you come across?
It happened. I've been doing some other licensed stuff with Boom too, like around this last few months. One thing I can't talk about yet. The other one is Adventure Time that I got to do. And that was with different editors, but it just, I kind of tested the waters. That was my first licensed book where I was doing something that I didn't actually own.
Gotcha.
And when I don't know if word got around that I was doing licensed stuff or why exactly like the guy that's my handler, so to speak, for the Henson stuff is Cameron Shidduck. He's one of the two editors on the Dark Crystal book, and he's also been the assistant editor on both of my creator-owned projects.
Okay.
And Cam and I just work really well together. I love working with Cam. So I imagine there was a list of people like, well, we need someone else to come on board. Who do you got? And just the fact that we'd already talked about Henson, and he and I had geeked out enough about it at cons, and he knew I was legit. That we both can tell that each of us can tell the other person is serious when they say they love Henson.
Yeah.
And, you can. Yeah, that's cool.
And his instincts were correct, and that I basically cried when he asked me to do it. I was like, yeah, I'll absolutely do this. I'm gonna nail the shit out of this for you all.
Oh man, that's awesome.
To quote Stephen Colbert, did you hear about what a crazy Lord of the Rings fan that guy is? Do you guys know about that?
No, I didn't hear. I haven't.
Stephen Colbert has this encyclopedic knowledge of Lord of the Rings, of anything that Tolkien ever did.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I guess the people that when they were still making those films, or maybe it was The Hobbit. At some point one of the films they were making, they heard about that and they flew Stephen out to be on set while they were filming these movies, and they had a Tolkien trivia tournament basically, and Stephen beat everyone there, including the producers, everyone. No one could take him. And he said, what did he say? What was the quote? He said, it's like I've been training my whole life for a race I never knew was coming. And that's completely how I felt. I'm like, oh my God, this is what I've always wanted.
Oh, dude.
That's cool.
Henson, this is my hero, not just for the work that he did, but just the kind of work that he did and because his whole life was about creation,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he just made all these beautiful things. That's what his whole life was about. I want to be that, He's just such a hero of mine.
Dude, that's what's up.
Yeah, excuse me, that's awesome, man. The heck was I going to say? I keep forgetting. I didn't plan this one as well as I did our last interview.
No, you're good. You're good. The Adventure Time thing came right before that, and that was a very different experience.
Okay, yeah.
Because when he told me he wanted to do Henson, I got it. First, I got it in an email, and I think I was on the bus. I was on tour with my band when I got that email, and I just started cackling like a madman when I got it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited! Like when I got the call to do Adventure Time, it was not that way because I didn't know Adventure Time that well. Like I had seen it. I certainly knew about it because I've worked the Boom booth. I know they sell Adventure Time comics and they always fly off shelves and people love it. And I know people love the show too.
Right.
But whenever I see little bits of it on TV, I don't watch a lot of TV. And when I do, I want to watch more now because the quality is so high on so many things. So I try to make time to watch quality TV. It just looks so friggin' weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is super weird. I don't get it. But so many people I know and respect love this shit.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yes.
So so I got the call to do it, and I wanted to do licensed stuff. Like I really wanted to show people that I could do different kind of things than what I was doing. I'm not just this guy who does this dystopian, craziness.
Right.
Although I guess Adventure Time sort of is that too. Anyway.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, different kind, but yeah.
So I was still very excited to do it, but I mean, it's like one of those things where, man, we really need somebody who can build their own house. Have you ever done that? I'm like, totally, I can totally do that.
Now, I live in a house,
right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna say yes, and then I'll educate myself afterwards. And I was still enthusiastic to do it for sure, but that was a race I was not preparing for. And so I was like, okay. And all they needed was a 6-page story. They just needed this for a series called Adventure Time Comics. And this issue that I'm writing for is just an anthology of like creepy stories.
Okay.
And so they needed 6 pages of creepy Adventure Time.
Shoot, that's a foot in the door. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So to do that, I had to watch like endless hours of the show. Because I mean, there's like 8 seasons or something. Like there's so many seasons of this show, and I just didn't know anything about it. I'm like, I was also excited, but it came from a place of ignorance. Like, okay, let's do this. I'm about to be an Adventure Time expert.
Right.
Yep.
And so I just got on the treadmill and turned on that show, and I just watched it like for days and days and days.
Oh man.
And I tell you what, man, I'm a fan now. That show is good.
Yeah. Really?
I've never seen it.
It is super
so
crazy
strange.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't lie I cannot lie about how weird it is. It is crazy, stupid weird.
Yeah.
But there is world building to it, and it's actually really thorough.
Huh.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Tyke?
I was gonna say because like another crazy one, like was it Flapjack or Slapjack? Shoot, I can't remember. It was on Nickelodeon too, but another one. But I'll say this. I'll admit to this. It's the Adventures of Gumball or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how deep in depth the lore is of it, but I'll say I like that. I love the mixed medium, all the different kind of character expressions and all. Like you mixing 2D with 3D. But I'm like I can sit down and watch that. I've tried Adventure Time, like sitting down with Kai, and he's trying to explain it to me. But I just don't get it. Man. But that's awesome. You was able to indulge and engulf all of that information like that, dude. I didn't realize there's like a backstory on a backstory for Adventure Time like that.
Oh man, it's so weird, but it's deep. Yeah, there's all this world building that at first you're just like nothing makes sense. Like you turn on this episode, you turn it on, and it's like it's raining knives outside, so you can't go outside. And then there's one of the characters is a little video game machine, like a little Game Boy type thing called BMO, and BMO talks like she's Japanese or like she or he. It's never really clear if it's a she or he. Sometimes it contradicts itself a little bit. And and then
there's like a. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say, isn't the dog the voice of Marcus Phoenix? What's that guy that does the voice? Also does the voice of like Bender and stuff like that?
Yeah. He's awesome, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is.
Like, that guy is so charismatic. I could listen to him all the time.
Have you met him in person or anything like that?
No. I just love the work he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the dog. It's like a stretchy dog. He's a dog that can stretch himself in any shape for no reason.
I've seen clips online. Yeah, and it's.
Yeah, I would say that's my education right there. Seeing like random clips, and I was like, oh, that was kind of funny, or that was I see the humor in that. But other than that, I haven't caught on.
Yeah, it took a long time.
My job required
I had to watch a lot of it. And then I was like, I kind of want to watch the next one.
I'm just go ahead and binge watch this real quick.
Yeah, man. There are every now and then there'll be an episode that will give you a ton of backstory. There'll be one from that took place. Okay, so you see the map. You see if you're in space at some point, you see Earth. It's clearly meant to be Earth, and there's a huge chunk out of it. Right. And there's from a nuclear explosion or whatever. You're left. Actually, you might even see that in the promo. I'm not sure. They're the opening credits. Mm-hmm. When it does the song, there's a lot of information in that little song. The camera just kind of goes all over the place. It starts out. I can't remember if you see the globe or not, but whenever you do see the globe, it's Earth with a big chunk missing, and then it shows like a tree with like weapons sticking out of it, like swords and axes and stuff. And there's a broken TV with a rat inside of it, like eating something, and like a nuclear bomb that hasn't exploded, like sticking out of the ground. And that's kind of the setting. Like you meant to, if you pay attention during the opening credits, you can kind of see this whole thing takes place after some kind of crazy nuclear holocaust.
Okay.
And like they talk about the mushroom war, which I'm assuming refers to mushroom clouds.
Okay.
And the after that just messed everything up. And there's a reason for everything. Like maybe they're making it up as they go along, but nevertheless they're telling reasons for stuff. Like there's the main character has this dumb little animal hat thing, like a little bear hat that he wears.
Yeah.
There's an episode that talks about why that is. Like there used to be a time when all humans wore those to protect them from, I don't want to give it away.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
And there's they live in the Candy Kingdom with Princess friggin' whoever. Princess Gumdrop, maybe? Princess, I'm down the line.
You can say whoever.
Yeah. Princess Peach, whatever.
Princess somebody. I can't remember. I think I forget. Anyway, so she's the the leader of this Candy Kingdom, and there's the Ice Kingdom with this other dude, and like everyone who's there is not. There's no kings or queens really, except for this one dude, but everyone else it's all about princesses. There's princess this and that.
Okay.
And you kind of get little clues about why that is, and you learn why the Candy Kingdom is a thing. Like it's kind of nonsensical, but they're actually world building. It's crazy. The rules that they make are crazy, but there are rules.
I'm gonna have to check that out now.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to watch a lot before you really dig it, but the quality is there at least.
I have you on speed dial. Like, Phillip, what are they talking about on this episode, dude?
Anytime, I'm your man.
Isn't that a strange though? Like feeling to be like, oh, I got to watch Adventure Time for my job.
Yeah, totally. I'm like, hey, I'm working.
Yeah.
For like a 6-page story, but it was worth it because now, I mean, if they ever need me to write another Adventure Time story, I'm ready. Like, I really do feel like I'm up on that story now, and it's so outside my box. Like, I never would have watched that show on my own. Mm-hmm. So in a way, I'm really grateful for that. And there was a similar thing with one of the big two asked me to do a thing about a character I didn't know much about, and so I got to again just bone up on a ton of material for that character so that I could do it. And now that's another trick in my bag now, So I really value those opportunities. It was way more fun than I even expected.
Cool.
Those are good. I like those experiences. Yeah.
And that character is someone you'll come back to us later to talk about?
Yes.
Awesome. So, so you said, so the Adventure Time gig happened before the Dark Crystal, but neither of those are out yet, right?
Right. They both come out around July. And then there's another thing coming out down the road with them, with Boom, that'll come out around December, I think.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Dude.
So switching gears a little bit, when's the next, I guess, do you have another tour with your band this year? Or?
Yeah, we're leaving pretty soon. We leave on June 28th, and we're going on the road. Yeah, pretty soon. We're going to do the 4th of July in Boston this year. We've done the 4th in Detroit the last couple of times, and this one's going to be in Boston. That'll be cool. We did Boston some years ago.
How was the one in Detroit? Pretty dope?
Awesome. Yeah, they have us out at the place called the Henry Ford. It's just like this park, and there's a museum there as well, the Henry Ford Museum, that is all about him. And
got you.
It's a really cool little festival, and really nice venue. It's an open park with a really cool amphitheater. We play with the Detroit Symphony there.
Oh wow! Yeah,
nice.
Dude.
So actually, I did a podcast with a guy who's been at that gig, and we never knew. We didn't know each other then, but he was like, I told him I'd been there, and he's like, oh my god, I went to that show.
That's so awesome, man. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. So I do hope I get to go back up there again. Down the road, meet up with that dude. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you? You guys got any plans for the summer?
Trying to get with the house and stuff. It's supposed to be. This is crazy. So we move into the house. It's going to be June, or hopefully June 30th. But like we'll celebrate the fireworks on the lake and stuff like that on July 4th. But what's crazy is they're gonna drain the Montclair Lake. They're gonna drain it the day after. So we just got there. And we can't even enjoy the stupid lake and everything. The whole not the whole reason, but like one of the big reasons to have the kids there and play and stuff like that. And we can't even go down there, dude. So that's kind of like a kick in the nuts. But
how long is it gonna be? How long is it gonna be drained?
Dude, I don't know how long it's gonna they're shutting down the lake. Like you can't have access for the whole summer. I don't know how long it's going to take. Yeah. I'm a little salty about it, but because as we're scoping out the neighborhood and stuff like that, and like the more we scope out and the more we talk, the more we're loving the people there, and hearing about the school and everything is just like plus. And then when we were talking to our new neighbors, soon to be, a handful of them were like, they're going to drain the leak for cleaning purposes or whatever, but they haven't drained it in 5 years. And I was like, of course, the 1 year that I'm trying to be up in here, this is when y'all decide.
Nice.
Like, yeah. So it's seriously like 4th of July, Dan, too. If you want to come, man, it's supposed to be lit. It's supposed to be nice.
Awesome.
But 4th of July there, and then the day after, I don't know what I'm gonna do with the kids. Maybe just throw them in the backyard in the golf course or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, dude. So
good luck, man. I hope that all sorts out. I mean, it'll be cool.
It will be. I don't want to be venting on this podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see.
It'll all be just a bad memory in like 6 months when you're in the house.
It'd be exactly.
Yeah, in 6 months when you move in.
Yeah, I didn't mean it like that, but yeah.
Where's my drink?
Yeah. It's more of that smoothie, Tyke.
I know, right?
So let's see. What else is going on?
Far Cry.
Yeah, go on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Far Cry 5. What's that?
Is this the whole crew? Is anyone else coming on to talk about Far Cry, or is it just us?
Oh no, we were gonna have another guy, Jeremiah, come on, but he's got family in town, so he can't. So
that's
just the three of us.
What are your guys' thoughts about Far Cry?
I think Far Cry 5 looks great. I liked Far Cry 3. I loved Far Cry 4, so I'm excited.
I'm excited. I just don't want to be disappointed. I'll put it that way.
Have you been disappointed? Have you been burned by Far Cry before?
Yes, I was burned. I'm kind of like, I didn't like Far Cry 4 at first, but then I started watching more of the gameplay after I had played it, and I'm like, maybe I should have gave it more of a chance. Primal, I don't even count that. That's just like,
I didn't play Primal.
Get that out of here.
Was that an actual? Forgive my ignorance here. Was that an actual like full game, or was that like an add-on?
No, it was like an actual $60 game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were charging for that.
Yep.
Now I didn't play the first one, and I think I only played bits of the second one, but the third one with Voss and all, like that character development and all that thing. The third one is like, okay, I'm a Far Cry fan. Like I dig what's going on here. And the fourth one, I was just kind of like, you know.
The first one came out, I think, while I was in the Glenn Miller band, like my first like road gig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there was this other dude who was a big gamer in the band. He had this custom laptop shipped out to him just for gaming and all that. And he was like not screwing around. And he was playing the first one while I was on the road, like in the seat behind me. And he was talking it up like it was this amazing thing. And what interested me was how, and I saw some of the sequels come out later. And one of the more interesting things about it was that how little the sequels seem to share with the original and with each other. Like as far as material, like they're all very, like they have similar ideas and themes, but as far as like the settings and the characters, there's really not a lot of common ground, if any.
Right.
Yeah, it's more like it's like the Final Fantasy series. It's kind of it's similar mechanics, but you know.
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it, actually. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people have gotten they got like burned out on the, you know, like open world, climb a tower, take out an outpost. But I've only played the third and fourth one, so like to me that's still, you know, fun and fresh gameplay.
Yeah, that's kind of my deal with the Resident Evil series.
Mm-hmm.
Like my first Resident Evil was 4.
Okay.
And
wow. Yeah.
Friggin' amazing. Like I love that game. And I never played the early ones. People talked about how like, oh, it's like zombies, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like they always talk about like they were nostalgic for the early ones that were all about zombies and all that. And I had never known those games. And whenever I see other people playing them, the controls look really clunky and it looks kind of dull and like you're just hacking at these zombies and it doesn't look that fun. At least not compared. I'm sure it was great, but it just doesn't look anything like number 4, you know?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, 4 had so many action elements, it controls so much better. I mean, there's still, you know, controls were still slightly tanky, I guess. Like you're still turning, you can't like, I mean, you're not like strafing, you know, it's a different kind of control.
Yeah.
But I liked it. And I like 5 more than people did. Like people who loved the first ones tended to not like 5 because they went further down that path of action game.
Yeah.
And then 6
arcadey.
Yeah, and then 6 did do more zombie stuff, and people didn't really dig it. And I mean, it seemed like it's kind of been looking for its identity lately.
Yeah. Have you seen much about Resident Evil 7? Like, seen anybody play it or anything?
No, the stuff I saw looks incredible.
Yeah, I've watched someone play through it on YouTube, and it is awesome.
I'm so out of the loop for games. I mean, I try to stay in the loop by like catching up with the news and like gaming a few minutes here and there when I can, and like listen to gaming podcasts and stuff. And I was that's one of those few games where I was tempted to buy it like opening day. Like it just looked great, and I bought 6 really really soon after it came out. I mean, that was not my favorite of the game. Like 4 and 5 were great. I mean, 4 especially.
Yeah.
But 6 is one of the rare ones that I bought quick, and I was tempted to do it with 7 too, and I ended up not doing it. It's like, God, dude, I'm not gonna play this for a year. I'll just wait till it's $30.
Yeah.
Is that the one you can put VR on? Is Resident Evil 7 the new? Yeah. Oh, okay. Now, yeah, man.
God,
that game.
That's gotta be fun.
Oh man. Like, I love. Here's the thing. I love scary games, but can I play them? That's a different story. And then you add VR on top of that. Oh my gosh, that thing's just going to collect dust. But it was such a fun game to watch. Yeah, that game. There was Resident Evil 7. That thing. There was so many like mind trips with that and just crazy shit that was going on.
Yep.
Definitely recommend watching if you get a chance though.
One game I did play though, like pretty soon after it came out, was for PS4. I bought Alien.
Isolation. Yeah.
That was super fun. Talk about, dude, VR would have been amazing in that game.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like I don't have a VR set. What's that?
I was saying they had in that game that had so many nostalgia callbacks to that too, because I think they kept through the lighting, the sound effects, just
Yep.
Because that's what I like about it. Like I like it when the game is very suspenseful. I don't need a whole bunch of jump scares. I definitely don't want, like me, I don't know, just being a walking tank and just like, being able to blow everything away so easily, because then I lose that fear. But Alien was pretty fun with that. I remember that.
It looks straight up like the Nostromo in places.
Yeah, exactly.
Like at first I was confused. I was like, now wait, like how is this in Nostromo? Like I misunderstood. Like I thought it was in Nostromo.
Oh, okay.
And then I realized, this is actually a different ship.
Yeah. But it looks, I mean, like you said, it's got that exact same like design sense that, that the first 2 had, that like retro future technology,
Right.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. I mean, it feels, it feels more like an original Alien movie than the last Alien movie that just came out.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I like Alien Covenant, but it doesn't really feel like Alien.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, I won't lie. I like the first ones, but the originals. What am I saying? The new ones. But it's definitely different. Like it's a different sort of feel.
Yeah. Did you see Alien Covenant?
Yeah.
It felt the whole movie. To me, it felt like Alien and Blade Runner, like Ridley Scott's trying to push them towards a singularity.
Oh man,
because it was like all about the androids, and
I know.
Cool,
yeah. I mean, the thing I loved best about Covenant is that okay? So in all the Alien movies, even Resurrection, I usually don't talk about that one because that one broke my heart. But the rest of it, all the Alien movies, even that one, they all have the main thing about the aliens, and then they have the subplot or the underlying stuff about the AI, like showing how AI and android culture advances from movie to movie. Right. There's always this little jump forward in time, and you see where the androids are at, during that time, and it's always been one of my favorite parts of that movie series. And now with Covenant, finally, it has become one conversation.
Yeah,
and I think that's really cool. Yep. I love David. Like David was my favorite part of Prometheus, although I like that movie in general a lot more than most people. I really like that movie, and it was almost like a remake of the original, with more sophisticated underpinnings. Like it wasn't just about the alien anymore. It became it's almost like a reboot, sort of. It has the same female protagonist, and the same deal with discovery and all that. It has added all this, all the stuff where all this hidden information that you could see if you looked for it. All the all the stuff about religion and faith and creation and where everything comes from, and there's just so much there that was under the skin that was not in the original,
right?
But still paid a lot of homage to the original in that, not in the tone of it and not in the monster, but just in the the overlying I don't know what I'm trying to say. But the Covenant goes further down that rabbit hole, and it ties in the stuff with David and the AI directly to the origins of the alien.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
I loved it.
I also like how Guy Pearce is becoming the most important character in the entire series, and he's got 20 minutes of screen time.
I know, barely. Yeah, that was. God, I love that opening.
Yep. Yeah. No, it was that opening made me think wait, did I walk into Alien or Blade Runner?
Oh, totally. Yeah, he's and my brother actually talked to me about this. He thinks that it's kind of become this, we're seeing a lot of Ridley Scott's personal baggage on screen now, with him, with Ridley Scott at in his later years now, looking back on his own legacy. And what he wants it to be. He's revisiting his own legacy, this thing that he created.
And I never thought of that.
I know. I love that thought. Alien and Blade Runner are both these, these are his children, and now he's old and he's revisiting both those franchises. And
that's awesome.
This whole thing with Bill kind of feels like Peter Wayland is Ridley Scott in a way.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did your brother thought about that?
Yeah, my brother and I talk about that sometimes. He's a huge movie head. He and I talk movies a lot. He just watches a lot more films than I do these days, and we're always talking about cinema. And he's got this great.
Is he a writer too, or
he's an artist actually? He's going to the Atlanta campus of the Savannah College of Art and Design for illustration.
Hey, SCAD. What? Yeah. Okay.
You know about SCAD? Are you a SCAD guy?
No, I went to Art Institute. I actually went to Art Institute of Washington, but a lot of cats that graduated from AIW, they went for their masters at SCAD. And there was tons of I mean, there was tons of you would see the teachers or whatever, they would either leave from AIW and go to SCAD, or there were teachers that were just graduated or whatever, got their masters from SCAD, and they would come back into to the DC area.
I see.
But yeah, me and my colleagues, we would drool over the demos that were kicked out from there, man. It was just phenomenal, the amount of level of talent just spewing out of there, dude.
I know, man.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So my brother's down there now for illustration, and he's the reason I got into comics.
So what, he just started at SCAD, if you don't mind me?
Yeah, he just finished his first semester there.
Sweet. Good. Good luck. If I don't know, if, later on, if you can ping me I would love to see his portfolio site or something like that, man.
Oh yeah, totally, man. Oh yeah, I'll show you.
For sure.
But yeah, he's when he first graduated from high school, he was doing community college or something, and he wanted to do comics, but he didn't really have a portfolio yet to speak of. It was just didn't have any sequential pages or anything. He just had like a single pinup of Wolverine looking cool and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll say this: my biggest advice I could give, if anything, if my 2 cents, I'll say this: with the social media and whatnot, they used to jam down your throat. Oh, you need to have a portfolio site. Nah, bump that, pimp. All you need is like an Instagram joint, and like in your illustration, it doesn't have to be the most dopest looking, the most detailed. If you can tell a story in like a like in a sequential, like you were saying, sequential art, stuff like that, man, that'll put you steps above and beyond. Like if you can have like terrific storytelling, like within one image or something like that, depending on, I guess, what you're trying to achieve or whatnot. It's just like we were told, like, you always need to have, like, you need to have, your website, you need to have your business card, all this stuff all, together. Whereas now it's just like you can be on a social platform, and as long as you get your stuff out there, even if you can get like an artist rep, man, you can get a good amount of traffic going. Like, as long as your networking skills are up there too, it's really helpful.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so we kind of got that's kind of how we started. Like he didn't have any pages of panels, and I think it was all just like single images. Yeah, so I just started educating myself on how to write a script for him, and we just did started doing some comics together back when he was just when he was still really young. Like he wasn't really doing like high level work yet, but I wasn't either. We just started doing things together. It was fun. So now the hope is for him to finish up school, and then he and I start doing books together.
Dude,
that would be cool.
Awesome would that be? A nice little family joint.
Yeah, I love that.
There was this thing on Netflix. I can't remember. It was like these 4 people. They actually went to different comic conventions and whatnot. And I think like one was like a cosplay lady. Another one, like, he was an aspiring artist. This other guy, I guess he was like a sailor or something like that, or in the Navy. He actually got a gig through Marvel because he was showing off his portfolio, stuff like that.
Oh, nice! That's awesome.
Oh man, I can't remember the name. I'll have to find an opinion. But like the thing that I remember what they were telling from that, because it was like a dishonest documentary thing, was that a lot of times your illustrations, you don't want to just bombard, who you're trying. Like, people are just going to panels like, hey, look at my work. You don't want to like give a whole bunch of pieces, like 15, 20 or whatever. You want to do like, if you got 5, make sure they're solid,
right?
Make sure they're completed. You know what I mean? That helps out a lot.
Like how a resume, shouldn't be more than like a page.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Because there was the one guy, he was super talented. The issue was that it's just like he had like ADHD. He would get an idea, but he wouldn't finish it. So a lot of his stuff was like, it started off on point and nice, but there was never a finished product, and that hurt him in the end.
That's so many people. Like that happens all the time.
Yeah. Because
not just artists, like writers too, man. Like they have this great idea and it's exciting, and then it gets kind of dull. They get to that dull spot and then just don't finish.
Yeah,
I have so many unfinished stories on my hard drive, like
man,
dozens.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, yep. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of word that I can't think of to actually finish a story. I mean, I have a lot of respect for someone who can, start a story from the beginning and carry it all the way through to the end and make it make a complete finished product. Because that's harder than a lot of people think.
Yeah, it's work. I mean, most of it happens in the rewriting, really.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Yeah, that's still amazing, man. I hope your brother hears this, and I mean, I really hope he continues to excel and just don't lose that dream. Keep pushing. Cause that's a pretty dope end goal, man. To have you and him be a combo, that'd be what's up, dude.
That'll be really fun. Yeah. At some point, we'll table together.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually heading up here now. He's gonna be here tomorrow. Gonna hang out a little bit.
Nice.
Sweet, man.
Cool, man. Oh, did you see? Have you seen Wonder Woman?
No, not yet. Actually,
it's good.
No,
I recommend it.
I felt guilty because I really wanted to see that, but the other day, what's it called? It Comes at Night came out.
Oh yeah.
And I was dying to see that, so I did end up. Actually, after we had to reschedule the thing, so after it turned out that it didn't work out, because I thought it was coming out Friday, and apparently it came out Thursday night. So after we tried to record this thing on Thursday and it didn't work, and I was like, you know what? I've got the night set aside. I'm going to go watch that movie.
Nice.
And I got to say, I was expecting to love the hell out of that movie, and I kind of didn't.
Oh no!
Oh,
I mean, the ending kind of didn't do it for me, actually. I'm actually thinking of recording my own podcast this week to talk about it.
All right, cool.
Because I really wanted that to be great, and it could have been. Oh, nothing. I just like the ending. I feel like if they just added a few more minutes of time to kind of wrap things up, it would have been a lot stronger.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, it's still worth seeing, and most people are still digging it.
Right.
Do you guys find that when you're in a theater full of people, like there's like this kind of mob mentality, like who you watch a movie with can really affect how you see it too?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, this group of people that I was with watching this movie were super pissed about that ending.
See.
I mean, part of it was that this movie started at 11.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's my bedtime right there.
Right. So by the time it was over, like that ending that disappointed me so much, and everyone else too apparently. Like by that time, it's like 1 a.m. and you are invested.
Right.
No, there were some angry ass people asking for refunds.
Oh man.
Oh no, man.
Like legitimately asking for their money back.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that.
I didn't do it either. I didn't feel cheated, but some people did.
But
Wow.
I will say this: there's a hey, sweetie, what's that movie theater that we go to? The one that's that we went to has a reserved seating. Wifey, what's the movie theater that we went to? The one that had a reserved seating and stuff like that. Yeah, the one. Have you been to the one in Springfield?
Sabrina and the kids are going to guest star on this podcast.
Yeah, nice, I like it. No, it's good.
Because I'm terrible. I was like, remember that place and doing the thing? I got to call. I got to do my life was like my lifeline. But now they have that reserved seating. It's kind of like stadium seating type of deal. It's like smaller people, smaller amount of people there. But the issue is that like once you pay ahead or pay forward, you can reserve seat wherever you want. But they have like a recliner tray, all that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's just like an awesome experience, dude.
Yeah, I just went to one of those not too long ago. That's how I saw Covenant. Actually, it was awesome.
Nice.
I would happily do that every time if I could. That place was a little far away.
Yeah, but, see, it was a Regal. And like this, that's the thing. It's got me now. I can't do anything less now. Now I'm like, oh, no, this doesn't have a fold-out tray. No, peasants, get out of here.
That's right. Got to watch a movie with the great unwashed.
Yeah. Wait, Philip. You said you went to one in this area?
Yeah, it's that one was in Laurel.
Okay.
It was a Regal cinema, and it was good. I always wanted to try it, and it was really. That was one with the reclining seats and all that.
Nice. Because we got one here in was it Sterling? Is it in Sterling, Tyke?
Ooh, the one our comic dude always talks about?
Yeah, the Alamo. The Alamo.
Yeah, the Alamo.
Yeah.
The Alamo Draft House?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. The dude, one of the dudes at our comic book shop is like always recommending it. Every time we go in, he's like, "Hey, you guys hit up the Alamo yet?"
Yeah. I've been to Alamo Draft Houses and other places. There's a great one in, let's say, Kansas City.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And, God, that's all I want. Like, yeah, it's so great. If you guys haven't gone, I'm gonna double that guy's recommendation and.
All right, I'll have to hit it up.
So badass. Wait, that was the one. That was the one you said you went to, Tyke?
No, the one I went to was the one in Springfield. It's the Regal.
Oh, okay,
I guess. And for I'll back up a little bit. What I'm used to going to, seriously, is like the dollar movie theater, stuff like that. Before I got exposed to this, I wasn't used to the stadium seating. I didn't do the reserve stuff. I didn't have like a fold-out tray. I didn't have a fucking leather seat joint that reclined all the way back and just like I just needed a blanket and a pillow and I could just pass out. I never had that.
Right.
Never had that. So once I got exposed to that, I was like, holy cow, this is legit. This is awesome. But now I'm hearing more and more people talk about the Alamo. I'm like, well, I want to go see that, even though it's a longer commute. I wanted to go check it out because I've never been to that.
It's so awesome, man. Like you could get real food there, like not just like chicken wings or whatever they have, but like legit, like an excellent meal
Yeah.
You know, and well, to bring it to you while you're watching your movie, get a beer if you want to. It's like the ideal viewing experience for me, man.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Are the ticket prices roughly about the same? Like what 13, 14, or even 15?
I can't remember. I want to say it's definitely 15 or less. I don't remember exactly much because it's. I mean, if you don't eat, it's not that much.
Yeah.
But it's like they, you know, and then you get your meal, and then they're making the money off that too.
Right,
so yeah, I don't remember the tickets being ungodly expensive. It's between at the time the kind of Kansas City one. I want to say it's 10 to 12. I'm going to look it up now that we're talking about this. I'm curious.
That's really cheap, man.
I'm gonna have to suck it up and just do it. Yeah,
I paid like $12 to see at that Regal in Gainesville. That's just, you know, it's just a normal theater with stadium seating, but not like the not like the Regal food and recliners and stuff.
Yeah, I want to say,
you know, one of the coolest things about that Alamo Draft House that I went to also was that they don't have trailers in the way that you expect. Like, it's not just trailers before a movie. They have like these little previews that are specially made for the movie that you're about to see. Like when I was in Kansas City, I saw The Witch, and they had like a little segment from a documentary about witches that was made a long time ago.
Oh, that's.
And then they had another thing. They had these other little bits and pieces. Like everything that came before that movie was witch related.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the next day, because it was so awesome, I went back and I watched Cloverfield Lane.
Okay, yeah.
And for that one, all the stuff before the movie was about like nuclear. There's like all these old like film reels, like during the early days of the Cold War, and everyone's freaking out about Cuba.
Right.
And like think, well, what to do in case of a nuclear attack, and like showing kids get under their desks and all that. And everything for that movie was geared towards like, you know, doomsday preppers and all that kind of stuff, or alien invasions, or.
Oh, that's dope.
It was so cool, man. Yeah. I'm probably going off too long in this tangent, but man, that's great.
This is awesome. Yeah, that's. I think Dan, we just need to schedule something and make it work, dude. I
agree.
Coming from Alexandria all the way up there, I'll make it worth it, dude.
All right, I'm looking up. Yeah, I'm looking up your theater in Northern Virginia. $12 for a ticket.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
Boom. Yeah, it looks like it's just drafthouse.com.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna call these people and see if I can get a little check for plugging this so passionately.
If that works, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just go by there with like a little copy thing printed out on copy paper. Phillip Johnson recommends this theater.
That's right. I'm a Phillip.
Just guerrilla advertising.
Right.
Yep. Exactly, baby.
Right,
did we hold on? Did we talk about the Far Cry, like the Far Cry 5 and stuff like that? Because I want to say what I've seen so far though looks pretty sweet. Like
I think it looks fun. Like I said, I'm not tired of the whole, you know, climbing towers and taking over bases, because I've only played I only played 3 and 4, and I didn't I don't play much Assassin's Creed, so like I haven't, you know, gotten burnt out on that either. So I think it looks cool. Yeah. And the idea of it being set in America, I think is really interesting. I've always thought those, like in Modern Warfare 2, those like 2 or 3 levels that were set in North Carolina, I thought those were really interesting. You know, it's because so many games are just set in like some unnamed, you know, country on the other side of the world. So it's always interesting when it's back here, I think.
Yeah, that was one of the cool things about Last of Us for me too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
See places I recognize. God, I love it. I really hope they show some Last of Us too. I know it's early, but I really hope they show some more.
Really? Yeah, dude. Did you play the DLC for Last of Us as well?
Oh yeah. All right. Like I did not do a lot of I didn't do a lot of online. That's not really my jam.
Yeah.
But that's not really part of the story anyway. I mean, sure, it's awesome, but like all
it's a good addition. Yeah, exactly. We played that thing recently. The kids on there are just too damn good, man.
I know.
Like, you should get a job. Get out of here.
Yeah, man. But it was funny when it came out. You guys got a hold of me and said that it looked kind of like Warlords, like Far Cry 5. I mean,
yeah,
yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got a lot of similar elements. It's got, I mean, it's kind of that. That's kind of what where the world's at right now, right? Where suddenly people are starting to ask like weird questions, like, well, what if that sort of thing did happen here? Like, how far could this conflict go? And like red versus blue thing has been going on, since beginning of the century, and if it keeps ramping up like this, is it going to keep getting scarier? And where could it go? And there are a lot of similar themes in Far Cry 5. Seems like there's the crazy cult leader that I'd still like to explore in that world someday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's townies. It plays up like drug use and poverty, from what I can tell, and uses effective ways. And I'm
curious about that preacher guy too.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, totally. That this thing is definitely all about that cult.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And just all the in Warlords, all the bits of scripture that showed up everywhere, like in the way people talk or on walls and everything from the Book of Luther.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They kind of mirror the same kind of ideas that these guys have.
I tell you what, if I see blue people in Far Cry 5, I'm calling you, dude.
That's right. I want my royalties.
Yep.
Like, hold on, wait a sec, pal.
Yeah, you're right. It does seem to be a similar vibe. So this might be my first Far Cry.
Nice.
I'm curious too, because I know, like, in what was it when I was looking at Far Cry 4, like I think there was a part. Didn't you show me, Dan? It was like you could stay in that where you get he served you some kind of dinner or something like that.
In the in the beginning of Far Cry 4, like the main bad guy has you in his house, and he's like, "Hang on, just stay here for a minute, eat the crab. I'll be right back. Just stay there." And then after that, after he leaves, you're free to get up and go around. But if you actually like sit there for 5 minutes, apparently he'll come back and be like, "Hey, thanks for waiting, man." And then like the game's over.
And the game is over.
Yeah. It's like one of 4 possible endings.
You win.
That's the type of stuff that I'm like, man, okay, Ubisoft, that's genius. That's awesome.
Yeah, little funny stuff like that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
They had that in Saints Row 4 also. There's a point where like halfway through the game, you can choose to just like give up and be like, "Nah, I'm gonna let the bad guy win." And if you choose to do that, it goes all the way through the credits, and then the last credit is like, "Come on, dude," and it puts you back in the game.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's a similar sort of thing at the end of one of the Batman games. Is it City? I think it's Arkham City, where you're playing as Catwoman for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You do it at the beginning, but you do it again at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the option, like Batman's ass is in a sling, and you have the option to go back and save him, like you're obviously supposed to. But you can also just take the MacGuffin, whatever she's after, and leave with it.
Right.
And if you do that, she's like, "Screw him," and she leaves. And the game ends, I think. Like
man.
I mean, I haven't played that game in quite a while, but I think it's just over. I think that is one possible ending.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty close to the end of the actual game. Like if you do save him, I think you're pretty close to the end by that point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I like stuff like that, man. That's cool.
Yeah, little things like that are fun. Yeah. Well, it's like too, just to bring this back. Tyke and I talked to Corey Davis last week, the guy who did Spec Ops: The Line. Yeah. We were talking about that point. Like, there's one point in the game where you can, like, one of the endings he believes in the game is you can just turn it off and stop in the middle of the game, and for his design, like that's a legitimate way to end the game. Just stop playing at one certain point.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, some pretty cool like insights in there, like just like the thought process of like development of that. I mean, the tons of like while we were talking. I mean, I was doing research on certain stuff and whatnot, and I was like, man, I can't believe some of the shit that they had to develop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you were saying, if you like you were saying with Adventure Time, if you just look on the outskirts of it, you're just like, this is some bullshit, whatever. So like, people were writing off Spec Ops the Line, like, but there's so many layers to that, and I love the fact that like it sucks you in because it's like, here you are just aimlessly shooting at all these people, but there's a consequence to that, pimp. And that consequence is just like a mental state type of deal, and I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, depth in games. Any kind of storytelling depth is huge for me.
Oh my god, yeah. And it was awesome because like I got to share that with my son, with my oldest, because like he's in that perfect balance right now where he just wants to play just to play, but then if he wants to indulge and invest more time, he's like there's other layers to it. It's kind of like you listen to music. If you're just listening just to like the beat and whatnot, okay, but once you start listening to the lyrics, then you witness the depth. Mm-hmm. And once you witness the depth, then you have more appreciation. More appreciation leads, just bigger, better things. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
There was the first game I ever saw with multiple endings that I remember was Symphony of the Night.
Oh yeah, Castlevania. Yep.
Yeah. God, what a great game. I didn't even have like a TV in college or anything, but for a while I had a roommate that did.
Okay.
And during this time, like I was always in the practice room, like constantly practicing. I wasn't really in the room very much, but there was a while where I had to have my wisdom teeth out, couldn't play for like a week, and I'd always been like salivating over he had like an original PlayStation.
Nice.
And I was just like, oh god, it looks so cool. I never touched it, but then suddenly I couldn't play my trumpet at all for like a week, and I played that game like 12 hours a day, man. Like I just mainlined Symphony of the Night, and I got to the end. Have you guys played that game?
I played parts of it. Yeah.
Did you say you had, Tyke?
I have not.
Oh,
I played the original Castlevania like back in the day when it was out there.
Right. Symphony of the Night is so cool, and the main character is like Dracula's son. You play all the way through it, and by that point, apparently Trevor Belmont is actually going crazy. I think he might be the character from Castlevania 3.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Castlevania 3 that was one where that game had several different characters that you play as. One of them was named Alucard, who's Dracula spelled backwards, and that's Dracula's son. And Alucard is the main character. It's like the protagonist that you play as in Symphony of the Night. And the main villain is actually Trevor Belmont, and I think he's the main Belmont guy in Castlevania 3, if I remember right. But anyway, so you get there and you beat him, and if you beat him a certain way, that's the game. And it just I got through it and I played it, and I beat him, and my roommate was watching me. He was like, "Well, you just beat this game." I was like, "Well, it doesn't seem like it." Like, is that really the end? It just seems so abrupt. So I kept dicking around with it, and I found some secret that I hadn't found before or something, and then I got to Trevor again, and then there's something that you can do. Like there's some other crazy threat in the room besides Trevor that's invisible, and if you beat him, then Trevor does not die, and then you get this whole additional map. Like you get this whole of the map just unfolds, and you see this. Like the game becomes twice as big suddenly, and now you realize you're only at the halfway point. And it was this mind-blowing experience for me. I was like, "Oh my god, it's the coolest shit ever!"
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
You tell your roommate, he's like, "I told you."
Yeah, your face, Chris. Yeah, man, it was just so. I'm trying to think of a time I've ever had just a feeling like that playing the game. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just so impressed and gratified, and just felt so rewarded by it. It was awesome. And I just could not stop playing it.
There's a Castlevania animation joint coming out, isn't it?
Yes, there is. Netflix.
Yep.
One of my classmates, I think he's one of the animators. Is going to be one of the animators on that, or is one of the animators?
Oh man,
yeah.
Awesome.
I saw like. It was Gary, one of our coworkers. He was telling me about it, and I was like, "Are you serious?" Fucking, I used to be able to compete with that kid. I was like, he'd be in the class, And I'm like, yep, there goes Soto again. There you go, showing off again. Yep. You know, it's just you see something awesome like that, man. You just know he's going to be doing great things. So I'm just really happy too. Is it a Netflix thing?
It is, yeah.
I think so,
August,
yeah.
I think. July or August.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I really hope that turns out good.
Yeah, I really, really do. Oh my gosh, I do. I hope it doesn't disappoint.
I love those games.
Yeah. Trying to remember. I still go back to like I remember that Metal Gear joint.
Mm-hmm.
You had to put in the controller, but not in the first like
in the second controller slot.
Yeah, that was a whole nother like. I was like, what? And then like also wasn't that the same game where it was like when you had to call somebody, it was on the back of the CD case?
There was some on the back of the box, yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't fucking have it. I got that game from my brother.
You didn't have the box? Oh no.
Like years later, like I got that game like in the PS3 era.
Oh, okay.
This is a disc, so I was like completely boned. I was like, I had to just look up. I had to look up online, like somebody give me the goddamn code for the back of the box. And there was somebody had one. It just worked out.
Yeah, dude.
But man, I didn't want to play anymore after that. I was like, man, that is just annoying. Did it not occur to you that somebody might play this like 20 years from now?
No, dude. Dude.
I don't know. I loved that game. Metal Gear. I love all the Metal Gear games. As little sense as they make, they just get me drawn in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, the gameplay is always really fun.
Yeah.
I was always of two minds about the dramatic ass cutscene.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you got some little, the science nerd going like, Snake, do you think you can fall in love on the battlefield or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm like, God.
Right. Otacon, shut up. I don't have time for this.
Dude. Yeah.
It's Otacon. I'm trying to shoot a half-naked sniper. I don't have time for your philosophy right now.
I came to this game to commit murder without consequences. Just let me do that.
And be anti-nuclear proliferation still.
No, right. Too fun, dude.
Yeah, I'm thinking you were talking like, the good like characters and stories. It's looking like Far Cry 5 because like Far Cry kind of in my opinion has had fairly weak characters except for like the main villains.
Oh right. Right. Oh yeah, I've heard that before.
I don't know, like it's looking with Far Cry 5. One thing I think is cool is like the main villain is the leader of a church cult, but then like one of the good guys is the leader of like a more moderate church who's kind of like help you by providing weapons maybe.
Right.
So I think it can be real interesting character.
Oh, yeah, that's what that when he showed the Bible and had like the freaking pistol inside of it.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's awesome. Okay, sir, you signed me. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm on this hype train, especially with it being co-op.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it could possibly like the games that always excite me the most are things like, well, I keep saying Last of Us, but that's the goal. Whereas like the gameplay was incredibly. I mean, I heard some people dogging the controls a little bit, not dogging them, but like, oh yeah, the controls are fine. They're fine for me. But I thought they were perfect. I like the super intuitive. Yeah. So many nuanced. I love the controls in that game, but the story was just impeccable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like BioShock Infinite was kind of that way too. Like a super interesting story. And now this one looks like it could be the same thing. Like it's like this looks like it could be a really great story that makes you want to be there and want to know what happens and explore these characters, but also it's really fun and rewarding to play.
Yep.
So they could really nail it,
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting excited. I just don't want to be disappointed, man.
Yeah, I hope to do. And like you said, the co-op thing, man. If I end up with the PS4 next year, and
when
can go through the whole game, when we can go through the whole game co-op, man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
get Phillip on there too.
Dude, I love that. I found out today, Far Cry 5 was co-written by Drew Holmes, who co-wrote BioShock Infinite.
Oh, I didn't know that. Awesome.
Yeah, man, that was very encouraging for me to hear. So
yeah,
I think I'm definitely gonna have to pick up this game because
oh my gosh! Okay, yeah.
This guy knows world building,
Oh yeah,
exactly. That's good. I did not know that.
See? Yeah, they just announced it a couple days ago.
Okay.
That is good to know.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't mind. Like, 'cause that's the thing that I did hours. I would just hunt just because I just wanted to hunt. Like I would go in the water, get the shark, do what I had to do there. I would lose track of time with that because I just love the fact of like, okay, again, open world. I'm supposed to go in one direction, but knowing me, I'm like, well, what's over there? And I'm over in distracted town and stuff like that. But or like that's the thing too. Say like with the co-op, you're gonna have to remind me, Dan. Like if there's a part where it's gonna be like, hey, you're supposed to be sneaking, or like hey, you get a certain plan, like hey, we need to figure this out. I'm like, nope, do it. I'm down.
Tyke can be like the distraction you send out into the base to draw all the forces, draw all the fire away.
Dude, that's how Kai, like, okay. On The Last of Us, on the multiplayer, that's how Kai hustles it. Kai, my oldest son. He's like, all right, Dad, we're going to go ahead. You go up there behind that rock and I'm going to cover you. I'm like, well, why do I got to go? He's like, because I'm a better shot than you. You're going to die first and then I get him and then I revive you. I'm like, all right, fair enough. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. That's kind of mean, but you're right.
My son's honest.
Two mankind. I respect that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, completely. And it works. Like, dude, okay. Because I know you say you didn't play the multiplayer, but what's awesome, Kai showed me this. All right. In The Last of Us joint, like a lot of times you have this toolbox, right? This toolbox is where you can get all your supplies and stuff to build your bombs, do what you got to do. Like, so everybody's going to go to the toolbox. What does Kai do? Yeah. Kai has learned the tactic to not only plant a spike bomb in the toolbox, he's hiding behind the car to flank you too. I'm like, ooh, Kai, that's nasty. Works
trying to survive, Dad.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. So I'm just sitting there watching this little sinister plan just unfold, and Kai's just like boop, 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 just racking up on the leaderboard. Like, all right.
Man.
Yeah. That's awesome.
This is why I don't do multiplayer right here.
Right.
Totally. I would have been that guy like, oh man, I need to go to the toolbox.
Yep.
Pow. Oh, that's messed up.
Yep.
Oh, there's another toolbox. Pow. Oh, he got me again.
Yep. I do the same thing in Battlefield when they're like, oh, there's what is the sentry or the special alarm or whatever. Oh, there's a sentry on the battlefield. Like, oh, let me get it. Headshot. Oh, dude. And I'm dead.
Yep. That reaction time too. I don't know what the kids be smoking on, drinking on. They got
all that.
They're so quick.
Mountain Dew, Monster Energy drink.
Oh man,
metabolism hasn't slowed down.
Do you play with your controller wired in or wireless?
I do on the PS4. I do wireless. If I'm playing like fighting games or whatnot, I do wired in. But like Battlefield or something like that, I'll do wireless. But gotcha. I did get the it's like those little nib things that you put on top of the analog stick. I forget what they're called.
The Control Freaks.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Not gonna lie. My aim has gotten significantly better. I don't know if it's because of that or just me playing that more often, but yeah. Like I want to say it's I feel like I have to it's more sensitive. Like if I want to aim in a certain direction, I feel like you really gotta like put it in the opposite direction if you want to, aim fast or something like that. I just feel like more precision is what I'm trying to say. With the Control Freaks. And they're only like, I don't know, I got mine for like less than $10. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Last time we were on, you guys were asking about your stuff about gaming got me thinking about other stuff.
No, cool. Go on.
Last time we were on, somebody asked me if Caden Mercer was like meant to represent me, like if that's like my character. I'm like, I mean, there's things about him I admire. It's like if I wish I looked like him. He's a great big dude. But an unrelated topic, I did just take up archery.
Oh yeah, I saw your post about that. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so fun.
Yeah.
I just love the shit out of it. Like when I was a kid, I shot a bow all the time. Like I had this crappy little fiberglass bow that I shot constantly. I kind of miss it, and I've been really, I don't know, it's not stressed out, but like just super busy, and I just would love to have something like that. golf's not really my game, and I need something else to do. It's like some kind of stress reliever. So I just thought, like, man, I don't know. Like, somebody asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I was like, yeah, maybe a little bit of money towards a bow. I might actually get a bow again. It was really fun. And so I went and tried some bows out, and God, it was so great. Like recurve bows, it's like traditional bows rather than compound bows.
Okay.
It was so fun. I tried the traditional ones first, and it was just like I remember. It was super relaxing and just this cool way to like focus your chi or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I tried a compound bow just for the hell of it, and just hated it. It's like not at all the same. It's not even the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like straight up like a machine. It's more like a crossbow, really. Like it's got this. Like, your fingers don't even go on the string. Like there's a little. There's like a little loop attached to the string.
Yeah.
And then you've got a thing that goes around your wrist with a little, like a little claw thing that like a little pincher that goes in that little loop, and you close it, and you pull your wrist back. So you're using your arm to pull the thing back, but not your hand. And then there's like a little trigger thing that you pull, literally a trigger.
Yeah.
And you're looking through a little, there's a sight, like a round sight on the string, and another one on the front of the bow itself. The little, like a targeting reticle in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's totally like there's all these little targeting devices, and it's not at all the same act as firing an arrow from a regular bow. So that's not really going to be my thing, but a traditional bow is I just completely fell in love with it again. So that's been really exciting.
Nice. Awesome.
So is it like different ranges and stuff that you can go to just to shoot at, or like?
Yeah, I just went to try them out. I went to like a Bass Pro just to try out some different ones. There's like an archery club like in my neighborhood as well. Sort of, that I'm gonna start going to. And,
nice. Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm digging it.
Nice.
Well, I want to say it's Adam, right? Didn't he make his bows or something, Dan?
Did Adam, who's been on the show before, who used to work with us?
Yeah.
He made a bow? I don't know. Maybe.
I could have sworn. I know. I remember him. I do know there's something he's big into bows. I just can't remember
see him doing
that. His own or what? Yeah.
I think that's.
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh man, I remember she showed me some of this stuff, and I could have sworn it was a bow. But I was like, man, that's pretty sweet. Like no bullshit.
I think I'd be scared to shoot a bow I made myself, just because they're under so much. There's so much pressure. I'd be like, if I mess something up, this thing's like exploding in my face.
Yeah, so it'd be like the right kind of wood, and you got to treat it a certain way and all that. And there's actually often it's laminated with another piece of wood over the top of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's I've actually seen videos of these guys that make their own. That the ones I was shooting were mostly recurve bows that have they're more curly at the tips.
Yep.
Okay. But you can also make just a longbow, which has more like when it's strong, it has more of like a half moon type shape.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not so. It's a simpler shape basically, and that is even like that's not just traditional bow. That's like a primitive bow. It's like real basic. But you can make those. I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy. I mean, it's still a ton of work, but that's something that you can learn to make without too many crazy tools or anything.
Huh.
It might take you, a couple weeks or something to really make it good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's people that do, and I think that would be the coolest shit ever.
That would be fun. Yeah.
That's like a bucket list thing for me. I would love to just make a bow with my son and go out and hunt with it.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Shit, have you played that game Horizon?
Oh, not yet. No.
Oh man. Well, I mean, it's not got a traditional bow, but it's got some pretty dope looking shit going on there.
It looks awesome. No, it's
it's badass.
See, that's cross console, right? It's on both.
Oh no, it's exclusive.
Unfortunately,
PlayStation.
Not.
It's just only on PlayStation, pal. Yeah.
Right on. Well, hey, that's my game, so that's good.
Yeah.
But it's. I want to say the story's okay. Story is pretty linear. I'll just give my little 2 cents. The thing that I like the most is that depending on how you can't take an enemy out the same way all the time. So there's say you have this big dinosaur one, Some people may try and take it by force. Some people may try and like, what is it? You can do some kind of like bow where it'll go crazy and start attacking other dinosaurs. Or what you can do is like you can have this tear bow, this tear option. It'll tear off the weapons that are on the machine of this big dinosaur, which then you can pick up and use on him.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking cool, dude. Oh my gosh, I try to explain it to wifey, but she don't give a shit. She don't care. Like, but I'm like, you see what just happened? Like, I just like, okay. Here's the other thing that's kind of cool. I'll just nerd out just for a second. It has this whole like freeze, like boom kind of thing going on, where it's like you can go in and be all sneaky and try to like I think like sneak kill or silent kill a dinosaur or whatever, like one not a huge one but like a mid-sized one. Or what's cool is like you can be on a cliff, and then what I like to do is like when you jump and you aim, then it just goes like into slow motion mode, and you can just like fire a whole bunch of bows in this thing. And then what's badass is that if you sprint towards it and then slide, it'll do it like in slow mo too. So you can slide up under the dinosaurs and stuff like that and shoot the bows and whatnot at the same time. Yeah. All in combination. Oh, dude, it's so badass. So yeah, if you haven't had a chance to play Horizon, definitely check it out. It's the storyline. It's pretty linear, but the controls, and just like I don't know, just going out there and you just explore. It's like another game where you just go out and explore. You can hunt if you want to. You could do. I want to say like if you want to see other maps, other parts of the world, you can go and just like walk around, and it'll slowly show you the map. But they got these things called tall necks. And what's badass about those, it's not just like a regular tower, like in like Assassin's Creed or whatever, where you have to climb certain ladders and figure out a little puzzle, and then you can go see the part of the map. The tall necks, they walk around in like this like loop of a circle that you can like track them. You can track them with, and you got to like figure out how to get to him, and then you got to get up on top of him and then plant down your beam or whatever, and then it just does this really sweet animation where it's like you just you unlock the whole part of this world type of deal, or the part of this land. Highly, dude, if you haven't had a chance to play it yet, when you get like I don't know, like a good week and a half or something, you should be able to put a good amount of damage in it.
Man, I'd love to play it. Yeah, everyone was on the podcast. I think we're talking about it. Like I think it kind of got pushed under the radar a little bit by Zelda because it came out at the same time.
Yeah.
But still, everyone's still raving about Horizon 2, how great it is. So I'll definitely pick that up at some point.
If you do, like, you remember, I think in Last of Us they had they had like a photo mode. I don't know if you ever used it or not.
I don't think so.
Anyway, like if you want to just like stare at, like just take a screenshot, because then you could do that. You could take your main character out of the shot. You could do posts like little effects and stuff like that inside of there, and then you could submit it. You could save it, do all this cool shit, dude. There's a ton. If you get a chance on Twitter, oh my god, who are the people that made Horizon? Oh my god,
Gorilla.
Yeah, thank you. If you follow them on Twitter, they got tons of like feeds and whatnot of people like fans and whatnot that have submitted their screenshots, and this like with the 4K too, it's badass. So awesome.
Yeah, I keep hearing amazing things about it, and I know that apparently the world is just unspeakably beautiful.
Yeah, and I don't think it's not multiplayer. It's all campaign.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking it out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's one of the ones that's like.
Yeah.
What was that take?
I was like, sorry, we was talking about bows, and I was like, oh yeah, I got to talk about.
No, that works. I got nothing else to say. I'm just all stoked to talk about that kind of thing. I'm just into it right now.
Yeah. You want to say anything else about Dark Crystal or Adventure Time or anything else you got coming up before we go?
Just really proud of the work we're doing. Like I said, world building is a huge thing for me, and I mean, in this is an unusual opportunity because I get to play in someone else's playground. I could just take a world that someone else built and add to it, and it's just super exciting. I've gotten to go back and read some of the other fiction that's come along since the movie came out and make sure that nothing I'm doing is contradicting other things, getting to incorporate some of those people's work into my own. And
oh, that's awesome.
Get to experiment a little bit with the languages in that world and
cool.
Take things from the movies like the chant that the mystics do in the film. Like how do you depict that visually? Like how do we incorporate the iconography from because there's all these little astrological maps and 3D maps and things all over that movie. Like how do we incorporate those, the little icons from their clothes and from the concept art and from, that they draw on the ground. Like it's really fun.
Oh, ton of Easter eggs, eye candy. That's awesome.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, are there like because I know there's the movie and then there's like a bunch of short books and stuff. Did they say like, did you get like a guide like, okay, these books are canon, these aren't? You can use stuff from these books, you can't use stuff from these books.
He sent me my editors sent me a book that came out after the film that's being kind of tied in with the new Netflix show.
Okay.
I don't know how directly. I don't think it's very directly as far as characters or things, but as far as the world that they're in. And I thought it would be good if we tie them in as far as things like landscapes and flora and fauna, basically, like locations and animals and things like, because there's just so many craziness. The whole world's kind of based on the visual world illustrator Brian Froud.
Okay.
And so I've been looking a lot at his work, but also like there's just so much you can do with that. So I wanted to, give little nods to other books that are out there. But yeah, there's not really that much Dark Crystal work out there. There's the Creation Myths series that came out through Archaea, which is now an imprint of Boom Studios comic. So those are all canon. There's like a YA book that came out that's canon. There's actually a really great website that talks about stuff that seems to just kind of compile things from those movies and books.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's owned by Henson. It's not just like a fan thing. It's all legit.
Oh, it's like an official like Dark Crystal canon website.
Yeah, I think it's like
cool.
darkcrystal.something.com or whatever.
Figure it out.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
This World of Fraud joint is pretty tight. Holy cow!
Yeah, Brian Froud is super legit. That guy's work is so beautiful, and he also designed. So he designed. Visually, he designed the world of the Dark Crystal and also Labyrinth.
Okay. So I love Labyrinth. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So his work has become, pretty synonymous with Jim Henson, just because it looks so much like Jim Henson's stuff looks so much like Brian Froud's work now.
Yeah. See. Oh man, I'm gonna have to watch the Labyrinth now. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's good stuff. The best part of those movies, in my opinion, are the visuals. It just looks so striking,
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like I was watching the original Dark Crystal, and some of the like, if you're watching it now, some of the puppeteering is a little. Most of the puppeteering is great, but every once in a while it's a little stuttery. But like, just the character design and the environment is so good, and like
with Dark Crystal,
yeah.
Oh, that's it, dude. And you got a Nolan workshop too. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm gonna spend a few $100s on DVDs now, Tyke.
I gotta ask wifey first.
We should be getting plenty of goodness out of this Netflix show.
Oh man,
yeah, it looks awesome. Honestly, I'm really curious to see the Emperor character, the one that dies right at the top of the original film. I want to see.
Yeah,
it'll be cool to see a new Skeksis in the mix.
That would be cool. Yeah. I didn't know it was a prequel. I'm more interested in it now than I was before. Yeah,
I'm stoked. At the beginning, they show a Skeksis with a weird like a steampunk mechanical eyepiece.
I saw that in the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd be curious to see if that's the Emperor. They all have names. Each one has a title, like the kind of thing that they do.
Yeah.
Like one's like the numerologist or the Gartham master or the whatever. And the slave master, and there's all these other ones. So I want to see a little more personality in all of them. If there's a Netflix show, hopefully there'll be enough, like a little more time to develop each one of those.
Yeah. Is it a show or a movie? I don't remember.
I don't know. I thought it was a show. I might be making that up.
Dark Crystal returns as a new Netflix series.
Yeah.
Series. Nice. Cool.
That's what I was thinking.
plenty of time for character building.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What I like.
Yeah,
Nice.
dude.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being on the show
always.
again.
Yeah, dude.
Do you want to just give out your social media info again? Just, in case someone doesn't watch the previous interview.
Yeah. So just Phillip Kennedy Johnson, full name, Phillip with 2 L's. Yep. Kennedy like the president, Johnson like the lesser president on Facebook. And my Twitter handle is at Phillip K. Johnson. And I have a website, phillipkennedyjohnson.com. I'm all over the place, so feel free to reach out, drop me a line, read my stuff. Let me know what you think of it.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. Thanks again for being on the show, man. Hopefully we'll have you back again when you can talk about some of the other stuff you're working on.
Yeah, man. It's my pleasure. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys. I hope to see you at AwesomeCon.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll see you there too. For listeners, thanks for listening. If you like the conversation, like and subscribe. If you have anything you want to say it in the comments. Good night.